So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mário Saleiro. I'm the CEO of this company, Sandworx, which started 1 year ago. And I'm going to present a project that we have finished recently. Sorry if I miss anything, because I only prepared this morning on a short invitation from Miguel. Okay, so what I'm going to present is a 3-meter wide projection dome that we have developed, and we are going to deliver it to the client on next Wednesday. So it's a shame because we wanted to play more with it, but you'll see what I'm talking about. So, but this has a story. So the story starts with eLab Hackerspace, which is a hackerspace in Faro, which was here at Campus of Penha, and started in 2011, which was basically a lab with electronic students who would like to get together every Wednesday night and do projects. So basically, we have been doing hackathons every Wednesday, non-stop since 2011 at Wednesday nights. If we missed 10 days in these 7 years, it's too much. So first event we participated was Lisbon Mini Maker Fair in 2014, and it was a surprise for us and also for everyone who went at the fair, because after all, in the Algarve there are people doing technology and not only tourism and going to the beach, so it was a surprise for everyone. This was the group that went to the first one. We showed projects like the big Tesla coil, which even shocked the journalist from SIC, Lourenço Medeiros, with a 10 kilovolt. It went into the news. He didn't die. It was good. Also some robots to teach kids programming, even before the government was talking about putting programming in schools. A self-made mechanical keyboard from scratch. Nixie tube clock made by a computer guy, not electronics, so he joined us and he started doing electronics as well. A CNC machine. So these were the projects we took to the first Maker Fair. Then for next year, we thought we have to take something big, something that gets the attention of everyone who goes to the event. So we started to make this 5-meter wide dome just to put at the event. And this is how big it is, just for you to get an idea. And at this fair, this is a team from eLab Hackerspace, but actually this is only half of the number of people from the Algarve that went to the fair. For you to have an idea, this is the plant of the event, and all of these things, people from the Algarve. So 25% of the whole fair in Lisbon was from people from the Algarve, so which was very good. And also in this event, we brought about 7 or 8 prizes back home, so it was awesome. And so this was during one of our lunch time. We used to go inside the dome to have lunch quietly without having 16,000 people around us asking about the projects. And during the lunch, we had an idea. What if we built a dome like this and project stuff into it? That would be cool. But then this idea stayed in a drawer because we have plenty of other things to do. And one of those things was in February 2017, so last year, Sandworx was born. So it's let's say a spin-off from eLab Hackerspace. 3 of the hackers inside the Hackerspace decided to create a company. And so these are 3 people, me, João and Fred. We all have background in electronics, computer science, but the thing is that we don't like to sit at a computer and code all day. We like to do other things. We like to build stuff that really happen in the real world, not just in software. Software is great, but we like seeing things real. And this is advertising time. So we do prototyping, digital fabrication, analog and digital electronics, automation, computer vision, robotics, and all those things. So gladly, one of our first clients asked us, can you build a dome with 3 meters and project stuff into it? And we said, hey, that's something we wanted to do, which is good. I'm just going to get something. But one thing is doing things for yourself. Another one is doing things for a client. So we had to make sure we could do it and still make a profit. So I went home, printed a few stuff, and built this. So we said to the client, yeah, we can do it. That's all we needed. So we started with the project. The first thing, when you do real stuff, In software, if you have an error, you just recompile 5 seconds, that's it. If you do that in hardware, you spend a week. So first thing, draw everything in 3D, really everything. To the screw level, we have to do everything, because in the end, if you put the wrong screw, the head of the screw will get in the way of something and it will not work. So we draw everything, and then we have to build something with 3 meters. And what tools do we have? Well, we have a small 3D printer, a plunge router, a jigsaw, and a small CNC machine. That's all we had to build the dome. So we started making small parts, cutting them in the CNC machine, putting them all together to make the mold for the structure of the dome. And this was the first glimpse of what it would be. So this is how big it would be, and we started looking, okay, maybe we have decided on it's too big. But, well, it was on the contract, we had to do it, so let's move forward. Then we also had to cut some slices to make it look round. We also had to make the mold, cut all the slices. In total, there are about 20-something slices. I don't remember how many. And then we put 2 parts together. This is how big it was at this time. Then for the projection. So this is for you to get an idea. We have a projector behind the dome, which projects into a spherical mirror, and then it goes back into the surface. It's tricky, but we got it to work. So as you can see, this is only 2 parts on top of tables, on top of a saw. Here you have the projector, and here you have the mirror. So this was the first test. We saw that it was working, some things to fix, but no big deal. One problem is to put the projector at the correct height, correct level, correct inclination. So we also had to, so this is another test. We had to build a support. Once again, 3D printing and 3D modeling back to the rescue. The support was on top of this thing, and then we could tweak all the three screws to level everything. For you to have an idea, when you want to project something like this into a dome, where you reflect on a mirror that goes back into the dome, then you have to warp the image into this. So there's also a software component that any content we want to put on the dome, we have to transform into this. So finally, we have the finished dome, the whole thing working. This is a touchscreen controller to control what you can do with it. And now it comes a time to think of the applications we can do with this. So one thing is for movies. For space movies especially, it looks very nice. I don't know if you saw the movie Passengers, which was in the cinema about 1 year ago. So there's a part where you have a spaceship that if you look on the screen, it comes from the left to the right. But if you look in the dome, anyone who is on top, the usual reaction is like they are looking, then they see something moving, they look like this. So it moves around you, which is, it's very nice. Another application, 360 video. So this is a video from National Geographic. You can dive with sharks and you can move around and see everything around you. This is another one with penguins, also 360. Another application, Google Earth and Google Maps. Looks also very nice, so you can see all the structures. If you want to present some new construction, it's also a great way to do it. And then who here likes Star Wars? I think mostly everyone. So I'll just put a short movie. So this is, by the way, this is just a video from YouTube. We're not actually playing the video, unfortunately. The green colors because it had a protective layer at this time, but it's usually like this. And this looks, when you are in front of the dome, it looks great because you even start to feel dizzy because it really messes with your mind because anything you look around you is moving. So your body doesn't know what's really happening. So it's very nice to do this. So now we would like to have time to really play this in the dome, but the client wants it on Wednesday, and we can do it. We can do it. Nothing about it. Another application. So looking at the stars as a stellarium, it's also a great has a great use as such. Then, if you want to show the sky and the stars in Mars to your ladies, we can book a time for you. Actually, the sky in Mars is more beautiful than in Earth, so there are no light pollution there, so it's great. So this was the video, I showed it already, and another one, and basically this is it. Maybe I was too short now. Good. So if you have any other questions, yes?
Someone was asking where is the projector, but I saw it.
Yeah, the projector, it's
I'm
here.
sorry, we actually do have time because I didn't expect you to be this quick.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Okay. My son, he was asking where is the projector.
It's here.
It's there. Okay.
So this is the projector, this is the mirror, and
You guys do hardware and software, only hardware?
both things, both things.
There's an order to things? It's not your turn.
Yeah.
Let's answer you both.
Hi,
Just a
Mark.
moment.
Hi, Mark. Thanks for your presentation. Like, really interesting. I was wondering, do you have any target market for the solutions you develop? Are you
Well, this was developed for a specific client, but now that we have it and we did all these tests, we have plenty of market opportunities. Now we just have to choose which ones to explore, and our way is just let's first get clients to to do it. So we'll try some specific applications. The ones we would like to try is in games, but we know due to the region we live in, maybe for promotion of the region as a touristic place could be a nice application to show it in fairs, show for that kind of marketing purposes.
Did you consider educational purposes at all?
Well, I would love to, but unfortunately, being honest about entrepreneurship, education is that area which unfortunately nobody or almost nobody is putting money into. So
Last question. This is just because from knowledge I have of your work. Can you talk a little bit about the work you've been doing with Centro de Ciência Viva?
Yes, this I wasn't going to say it, but now that you mentioned, this is for Centro de Ciência Viva of Faro. It's actually part of an exhibition that is going to be going all over the country. It's even going to Madeira, to Porto, to Lisbon. But this was ordered by Centro de Ciência Viva de Faro. We have more projects being done for Centro of Tavira, like a pinball machine built from scratch. But I could only talk about one of them. More questions? Yes?
Or was if you guys do hardware and software only? Hardware?
Yeah, we do both things. We are just not, we don't go much into the web part of software because it's not that we couldn't do it, it's more like that's not something we really like to do it. And there are plenty of companies doing software, so let's build something we like and something that is different. But our background is mostly from the electronics part, although we have experience with both. More questions?
Are you looking to make this a product for companies?
Yes, yes.
So the first reason was you build this for one client, right?
Yes,
And now your idea is to make this a product for companies.
yes.
Okay. So because
Just one thing, in the contract, it said that we own all the IP in this. So
that was the question.
yeah, that's something that everybody asks. Like, okay, you built this awesome thing. Now, can you really build another one or build more and sell it? Yes, that's specifically on the contract. That's something we demanded as a condition to build it, and so we can do it. And
What's now the timeline for a new one?
timeline for a new one. Let's say you ordered one right Right now, probably would take at least 1 to 2 months to build it. And I'm saying that just the base, then you probably have your specific application, some content that has to be done. Maybe you don't want this control center, you want something different. For example, you know UNKPN. So last Thursday we had Marcus there, and he was with the Leap Motion doing real estate navigation in houses with the Leap Motion. So with this, then we can explore many things. More questions? Yeah.
Hi, thank you for presentation, by the way. You mentioned earlier on your presentation that the image projected needed to be software engineered so that
Yes.
it look right on the screen.
Yes.
Does that filter is integrated with the project, or is every content needs to pass the filter engineering software to look good? So is it integrated on the project, or needs to be done?
Right now, it's we have a script that transforms any content, video or image, into a warped content to put there. We have already thought of started thinking solution, like a hardware device that you can just plug into the projector screen, and anything you put to the projector will be transformed before displayed. But this is just first thoughts, because we have been working to finish this for a client, and now comes the next part.
Okay, thank you.
More questions? What? Right now it has the sound of the projector, but it doesn't have any other sound, just because the client didn't ask for it, because we can put it. Like it's an HDMI, so then you can just put whatever you want. Right now, no. For this specification, we suggested the client that it would be better, because for an interactive exhibition, the more senses you excitate, the better. But they didn't want it, so that's not something you can do about it. No more? So, thank you.